Good evening, brothers. It's your Grand Master Randy Seipel calling or talking to you from my home office in beautiful Greencastle, Indiana. So I hope you all have had a great week, and what a beautiful day that we've had today. Great early summer weather, and got a little few things done around the house and inside the house from being gone and traveling all week. So it's great to be here, and I hope you've had a good week. It's been a busy week for lodges across the state of Indiana, and it's been a busy week for my wife Mel, the First Lady of Freemasonry, and I traveling around the state. Some of the highlights were Monday morning. I traveled to Newcastle, Indiana, to be with the Brothers of Newcastle Lodge as they participated in what is termed the largest parade in the state of Indiana on Memorial Day. And we had a great time visiting and spending time with the public in the parade, and honoring our Memorial Day brothers and sisters that have lost their lives in the service of our country, and had the opportunity to visit with a couple of shrine units. And funny aside of that story, as we are getting ready to take a picture with the Desert Patrol from Anderson, Indiana, the Madison County Shrine Club, I decided to trip on a barrier and took a face-first fall right in the middle of about 50 Masons. So your Grand Master isn't the most quick on his feet anymore, but I survived, and they patched me up, and we had a great day. Nice cookout afterwards with the families of the members and brothers of Newcastle Lodge. Had a Master Mason degree at Pentalpha Lodge number 564, and we welcomed Brother Fendi into our wonderful fraternity. There was an absolutely great turnout, and the brothers that performed the ritual work just did an absolutely wonderful job, very inspiring, and an absolutely great day to bring a new brother into our fraternity. On Saturday, we had the rededication of Spencer Lodge number 95. Spencer Lodge is in Spencer, Indiana, which is actually a close trip for me. It's a lodge I visited to several times over the past 26 years of being a Mason, and it was great to celebrate with those brothers, and their celebration was 175 years. And brothers, that is just such an amazing accomplishment when you look at a community. And the Masonic Lodge is still there, it's still standing, and it's still thriving for 175 years. I couldn't find out exactly, but there might be a church or two in that community that was founded before the Spencer Lodge was 175 years ago that may still be operating. But I think that it's just such a inspirational thing when you think that through world wars and through all the trials and tribulations of depression and just the change in times, that a lodge is still standing 175 years later. It's really a testament to the brothers of Spencer Lodge and their hard work and dedication of creating great leaders and creating great Masons, and still be a vibrant part of that community. So that was very exciting. And the Grand Lodge officers did a phenomenal job their first time out. It was a wonderful day. And then some of us traveled to the Indiana Masonic Home at Compass Park, where we met at the community center. And we installed the officers of Bartimaeus Lodge. Some of you might know, most of us do, but Bartimaeus Lodge is a lodge under dispensation by the Grand Master to assist in the performance of ritual work for brothers who might not otherwise be able to join the fraternity in the traditional way. So in holding the Bible and conducting the candidate, using wheelchairs or other devices to assist a brother that wants to join our great fraternity. There's 100 members of Bartimaeus Lodge, and they do a fabulous job of representing the fraternity, and it's just a wonderful thing. And we had two of their what I would call senior members, Fred Carter from Southern Indiana, and worshipful brother Kenny Ruckersfeld. They've been members of Bartimaeus for decades, and in the long term of their life, they're not maybe as active as they are. I know they still go out, but it was great for them to be at the installation and support their new officers of Bartimaeus Lodge. And then sadly on Friday, the First Lady and I traveled down to New Salisbury, Indiana, to the home church of Brother Scott Hubbard of New Albany Lodge for the funeral of his son that I talked about during the installation address. It was kind of a hectic morning. We got behind several wide load semis that were traveling down 150, and I thought I left early enough, but time was getting closer, and as we all know, we get stressed out when we need to be somewhere, especially at a funeral, and we made it just in time and basically rushed in the door, spoke briefly with Scott and his wife, and expressed our sympathies and found a seat for the funeral as we sat there listening to the memories and sharing in sorrow and sharing in a few laughs and in a celebration of the life of their son Levi. It was very touching, and the stress kind of left me from the hubbub of trying to get there, and it was a very touching day. But what was really touching is when we stood up, we rushed in so fast I didn't even see who we were around, but right behind me was Junior Past Grand Master David Morgan and Mark Schaefer, his Grand Marshal, and behind them were dozens upon dozens of Masons that came simply to support Brother Scott and his family. And it really put into place what this fraternity is all about: the brotherly love and the expression of sorrow and grief and support that these brothers gave to Scott and his family during this difficult time. Brothers, that's what this fraternity is about. That's what Freemasonry is about. We're not a club. We're not a group of brothers just to go out and have a good time. Well, that's part of it. But we're about the support of brotherly love and giving that relief, that emotional relief when a brother is in distress. And it was just an absolutely wonderful thing. Brothers, we've got another busy week ahead of us. I'm going to be at Indianapolis Lodge 669 tomorrow night to do some presentations, and then I'll be at Pierceton Lodge on Wednesday to do my presentation on the working tools, which is a great reminder of our ritual and how we apply it in our daily lives. And then on Thursday we'll be at the opening of the golf scramble for the Indiana Masonic Home Foundation and Shriners, Mirage Shriners and Shrine Hospital, their annual fundraiser golf outing, and we'll wish the golfers well, and then we jump in the car and head to the Grand Lodge annual meeting of Wisconsin. And these trips are great and they're fun. You get to meet a lot of people, but more importantly, we're building relationships with those brothers in other states, and we share ideas, and we learn from them and they learn from us, and we come back re-energized with maybe some new ideas, and maybe sometimes that, wow, we're really doing some things that we'd like other lodges to do and other jurisdictions to do. And it's a great time to represent Indiana. It's always an honor to go out to other annual communications and represent the 40,000 of you brothers out there in our great state of Indiana. So I'm really, really excited about that trip. And brothers, real quickly, I want to show you something. This is my Indiana monitor. Every Master Mason gets presented a monitor when they, mine's kind of beat up, when they become a Master Mason. And oftentimes this monitor is, quite frankly, put on a shelf and forgotten about. Mine is falling apart. It's got some stains on it, probably from when I spilled some Diet Dr. Pepper on it when I was reading it at my desk. But there's such a great amount of Masonic knowledge in this, and it's really a guidebook of how to be the best Mason that you can be. In my earlier profession as a police officer, I was kind of known as the area Mason, and people would bring stuff up from their grandfather or father that had passed away and they didn't know what to do with it. And I've received many monitors. And I'm always joyful when I find one that looks like mine, that's beat up, torn up, and there's notes written in it and pages are dog-eared. But other times I've received them, and they were just like brand new. They could have been a 50-year Mason. You opened it up and the spine cracked, could have never been opened. So I'm going to challenge you, brothers, this week to find your monitor and open it up and read a couple passages out of it, whether it's one of the lectures, whether it's the Bible presentation, whether it's the description of King Solomon's temple. Of course, my favorite, When is a Man a Mason, that we based the film on. But please do that. I'm going to challenge you to open up that monitor and do a little reading this week and bring some more light into your fraternity. I've been asked to talk about September 13th. It's just around the corner. You know, it's June 1st, and we're looking ahead to the Grand Master's reception. And I want you to think of that as not a reception for the First Lady and I, but as a celebration of Indiana Freemasonry and the great things that we're doing. We've got some exciting announcements coming out about it, about some entertainment that we're having. Masons from across the state of Indiana that are going to give some entertainment, some special guests at the social hour that you'll be able to converse with and join in the fun with. But it's September 13th at the Indianapolis Scottish Rite Cathedral, our beautiful cathedral in downtown Indianapolis. The tickets are $60 a person, or you can have your lodge or your organization sponsor a table of 8. You can find that by going to our website, followmetofreemasonry.com, and go to the store and click on that for information of how you can get a hotel room. There'll be more information about that, but we wanted you to be aware of that. And again, this 10 minutes flies by really quick because we all know I like to talk. But brothers, again, just thank you so much for everything you do with your family, with your fraternity of Freemasonry, and with your faith, that this is a wonderful fraternity, full of brotherly love and full of great brothers. And go out and be the kind of Mason that other Masons want to be, and go out and be the type of man that other men want to be. And let's build this fraternity to make our families and our communities better. And just have a great week, have a safe week. Go out and visit some lodges, a lot of degree work going on. Maybe I'll get my buddy Darian Coons, one of my PR marketing guys, to post Michael Pettigrew's blog spot that tracks degree work and functions all across the state. And if you haven't subscribed to that, please do so. He puts a lot of work into that, keeps us informed of where we might want to go. And of course, there's always 20 breakfasts or so listed across the state, and who doesn't love a good breakfast on a Saturday morning at a lodge? So my dear brothers, with that, we're gonna call it an evening. I hope you have a great week. Spend some time with your family, and go out and just have a wonderful week. Brothers, thank you so much. Have a great night.